Hey everyone. So been a little quiet lately, working on a number of half-started projects. So with some inspiration from my girlfriend, I decided to get some things finished. One of them was working on some automation, and I have discovered the NodeMCU. So I went ahead and picked up some of these little guys, little Arduino-based Wi-Fi modules. And these are the development kits. The actual NodeMCU is the little chip you see there, the ESP8288. This development board allows me to program it through standard USB, as well as provide a voltage converter so that I can put standard 5 volts on it, and it will convert it down to the 3 volts needed. What I learned was, having played with Arduino and a few of the other toys that it has, is that this thing's just absolutely rocks. The Wi-Fi library for it is real fast and simple. It worked first shot, associated to my Wi-Fi. And what I did was found that the Blink app, there's a little, 16-line piece of code that you load on it like an Arduino, and it logs into the Blink server on the open internet and registers itself so that I can use the Blink app on my iPhone or iPad to control things on and off. So I've got a couple of LEDs here I can turn on and off, and one of the things I was looking for was to be able to control Neopixels. And so this is a little Neopixel app that sends the color codes via the little zebra here. And if you press a different place on the zebra, it lights up the LEDs differently. Takes a little bit to get them all because it looks like it runs through a quick loop, individually addressing each LED. I'll eventually be looking for a REST API app that I'm going to load on the module that allows me to write to it directly in Python, which will be much faster. It uses the fast LED library, which you can actually create live motion on those little screens, and it is very smooth. But this was fast, easy, and really easy to create a bunch of home automation stuff controlled from the Blink app, which I'll be trying later. Anyway, I just kind of want to let you know what I'm currently working on here. One thing I do have is I don't have a lot of filter capacitors on here that they recommend. I just wanted to get it going. So occasionally, depending on which color I select, it'll actually stop. There it goes. It stalls partway through because it simply can't finish communication with all of my jumper wires wrapped around each other and the noise that it gets generated on the power supply. Even though I'm using a rather beefy bench supply at 40 amps at 5 volts, with all of the wires coming through, feeding in through the DC coaxial, feeding both the matrix and the breadboard, even though I doubled up on the wires for power and ground, it still creates a bit of noise, and a filter capacitor, which I've got on order, should clear all that up. But really happy with it. Took me about 4 hours of playtime, barely reading the documentation to manage to get this up and running on my own. These things are pretty cool. If you haven't seen them, I'd check them out. A pack of 3 was like $14. So on Amazon, I didn't even look for a deal. I just grabbed the ones they recommended. And I was up and running. So I got a couple more in order and plan to have a lot of fun. A lot more configurable than this SP108E Neopixel controller, Wi-Fi controller, because this allows me to control each individual pixel so I can actually put graphics and whatnot in there after I tell it how my LEDs are arranged. That's what I'm looking forward to. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon.